At 6:30 hours on September 19th, 1944, Captain James Leach scans the fog-shrouded ridgeline near Arracourt, France, the diesel fumes of his M4 Sherman mixing with the morning mist. 28 years old, commanding Company A of the 37th Tank Battalion, he's destroyed 11 German vehicles in 6 days. The Germans call his Sherman a Ronson, lights every time. Leach's tank weighs 30 tons. The German Tiger weighs 56. His 75-millimeter gun penetrates 89 millimeters of armor at 500 yards. The Tiger's 88-millimeter punches through 180 millimeters at 2,000 yards. Wehrmacht intelligence reports dismiss American armor as inferior mass production. Panzer crews laugh. They've seen Shermans burn, 5 crew members trapped inside melting steel. Born in Iowa, raised on diesel engines and farm machinery, Leach enlisted in 1940. He's 5'9", 160 pounds, blonde hair already graying. His wife Sarah is pregnant with their second child. He carries her photograph in his breast pocket, wrapped in oilcloth. He hasn't told her about the 3 times he's bailed out of burning tanks. The strategic situation is desperate. Hitler's launched a massive counteroffensive. 240 armored vehicles from the Fifth Panzer Army driving toward the American Third Army's exposed flank. General Patton's fuel supplies are critically low. If the Germans break through here at Arracourt, they'll cut the Allied supply lines. 12 Sherman tanks stand between victory and catastrophe. Leach briefs his platoon commanders at 0700 hours. The Panthers are coming through that valley. We don't fight them head-on. We can't. We hit flanks. We move. We hit again. His gunner, Sergeant Mike Torres from Texas, checks ammunition. 71 rounds of 75 millimeters, 6,000 rounds of .30 caliber. The loader, Private Danny Klein, 19 years old, vomits quietly behind the tank. German reconnaissance reports American positions at 0715 hours. Oberst Heinrich von Luttwitz commands the attacking force. 57 Panther tanks, 43 Panzer IVs, 62 half-tracks packed with Panzer Grenadiers. He's fought in Poland, France, Russia. He's destroyed 114 enemy tanks. American Shermans are target practice. He orders the advance, textbook blitzkrieg formation, overwhelming firepower, straight down the valley. At 0742 hours, Leach spots dust rising 3 miles east. He counts the column through his periscope. Enemy vehicles stretching 2 miles, coming fast, 70 tanks, minimum. His radio crackles. All units, hold positions, wait for range. His hands shake. The Sherman's armor is 2 inches thick on the front, 1.5 inches on the sides. 1 Tiger round, and they're dead. The Germans advance in parade formation, confident, arrogant, unstoppable. At 1,500 yards, their commanders don't even button up their hatches. Why would they? American tanks run. American tanks burn. At 1,200 yards, von Luttwitz signals the lead company to accelerate. At 900 yards, Leach's gunner whispers a prayer in Spanish. At 700 yards, Leach gives the order, fire. 12 Shermans fire simultaneously from hidden positions on the valley's flanks. Not at frontal armor, at sides, at engine compartments, at ammunition storage. The first salvo destroys 14 German tanks in 18 seconds. Panthers erupt, fuel igniting, ammunition detonating, turrets blown 50 feet skyward. German crews bail out, uniforms burning. The American tanks reverse into concealment before the Germans can return fire. Von Luttwitz screams orders. His force turns toward the American positions, exactly what Leach planned. The Germans expose their thin side armor, climbing the slope. Second American volley, 19 German vehicles destroyed. Black smoke blocks the morning sun. German radio intercepts reveal panic. They're everywhere. Impossible. Fall back. The Panthers that scared Europe are dying like insects. At 0811 hours, Leach's driver spots 3 Panthers flanking left, trying to envelop the American position. Range 400 yards. Torres traverses the turret. 300 yards. The lead Panther fires. The round screams past, missing by inches, striking the tree behind them. 200 yards. Torres fires. The Panther's ammunition explodes. The second Panther burns. The third reverses frantically, throwing track immobilized. If you want to see how Captain Leach's tactical masterstroke turned out, please hit that like button. Back to Leach. By 0845 hours, the valley is hell. 62 German vehicles burn. Wounded Panzer Grenadiers stumble through smoke. American Shermans continue coordinated attacks. Appear, fire, withdraw, reposition, fire again. German crews can't track them. Superior German optics are useless when targets won't stand still. The Wehrmacht's technological advantage means nothing against superior tactics. Leach's Sherman has fired 43 rounds. The barrel glows red hot. Klein's hands bleed from loading shells. Torres has destroyed 7 German vehicles personally. At 0903 hours, a Panzer IV appears at point-blank range. 100 yards. Both tanks fire simultaneously. The German round penetrates the Sherman's frontal armor, killing the bow gunner instantly. Torres's round penetrates the Panzer's turret ring. Both crews bail out, wounded, burning. Leach drags Klein from the burning Sherman at 0907 hours, his uniform smoking, hands blistered black. Torres crawls out behind them, blood streaming from his forehead. The bow gunner, Private Robert Hayes, 21 years old from Michigan, burns inside. They can hear him screaming. Leach runs back, reaches through the flames, pulls Hayes out. His hands melt. Hayes dies 30 seconds later. Captain Leach commandeers a reserve Sherman at 0915 hours. New crew, new tank, same fight. The Germans are retreating now, but not fast enough. American artillery coordinates with tank positions, creating killing boxes. Every escape route becomes a trap. German half-tracks explode under high explosive shells. At 10:20 hours, von Lüttwitz orders full retreat. His counteroffensive has lasted 3 hours and 14 minutes. The second phase begins at 1100 hours. German forces regroup 2 miles east, preparing defensive positions. Leach receives orders: pursue and destroy. 12 American tanks become hunters. They advance through burning wreckage, German corpses everywhere. Wounded men crying for medics, destroyed Panthers still cooking off ammunition. The smell is burning diesel, scorched metal, roasted human flesh. Klein vomits again. At 11:47 hours, Leach's company encounters the German rear guard. 23 Panthers positioned hull down behind a ridgeline covering the retreat. Professional soldiers now, not arrogant parade ground warriors. They open fire at 1800 yards. 2 Shermans explode immediately. Leach orders dispersion, spread out, use terrain, attack from multiple angles. The textbook says retreat. Leach attacks. His Sherman circles north, using a forest for concealment, flanking the German position. Distance covered. 3 miles and 14 minutes, maximum speed across broken ground. At 12:03 hours, they emerge behind the Panthers. Range 600 yards. Perfect firing position. Torres destroys 4 Panthers before the Germans realize they're surrounded. The remaining German tanks retreat again, abandoning equipment, abandoning wounded, running. By 14:30 hours, the Battle of Arracourt's first day ends. American forces count destroyed German vehicles, 258 total, 86 Panthers, 71 Panzer IVs, 63 half-tracks, 38 armored cars. American losses, 26 tanks destroyed, 14 damaged. Leach's company alone destroyed 91 enemy vehicles. German intelligence reports call it impossible. Wehrmacht commanders demand investigations. The inferior American tanks have shattered Germany's armored elite. Captain Leach walks the battlefield at 1600 hours. His hands are wrapped in bloody bandages. Hayes's body lies under a tarp. 43 American tankers died today. He finds a German tank commander's body beside a burning Panther, Oberst von Luttwitz, killed by shrapnel while coordinating the retreat. The German's Knight's Cross still hangs around his neck. Leach leaves it there. The strategic impact is immediate. Hitler's counteroffensive collapses. The Fifth Panzer Army retreats into Germany, never recovering from Arracourt's losses. Patton's Third Army continues advancing. The war's timeline accelerates. Military analysts study the battle for decades, how inferior equipment defeated superior technology through tactics, coordination, and crew training. The Shermans' reputation transforms from death trap to war winner. Leach receives the Distinguished Service Cross on October 12, 1944. The citation reads, "For extraordinary heroism in combat operations against an armed enemy." General Patton personally pins the medal, tells Leach he's the finest tank commander in Europe. Leach requests permission to attend Hayes's funeral in Michigan. Denied, too valuable in combat. He writes Hayes's mother instead. The letter takes 4 months to arrive. On November 8, 1944, near Metz, France, Leach's Sherman hits a mine. The explosion severs his left leg below the knee. Torres dies instantly, concussive force from the blast. Klein survives with shrapnel wounds. Leach spends 9 months in military hospitals, endures 6 surgeries, learns to walk with a prosthetic. He's 29 years old. The war ends without him. James Leach returns to Iowa in August 1945. His daughter, born while he fought at Arracourt, is 11 months old. He never meets her until then. Sarah barely recognizes him. He weighs 119 pounds, has nightmares every night, drinks to sleep. He works as a farm equipment mechanic for 37 years. He never speaks about Arracourt except once annually, at the 37th Tank Battalion reunions. Captain James Leach dies on March 15, 1989, age 73, heart failure. He's buried at Arlington National Cemetery with full military honors. His headstone lists his Distinguished Service Cross, his Purple Heart, his Bronze Star. Sarah dies 6 months later. Their daughter donates his wartime letters to the National Archives. Historians discover his after-action reports, meticulous tactical documentation, that revolutionizes armored warfare doctrine. The Battle of Arracourt is studied at West Point, at Fort Benning, at armor schools worldwide. The lesson: technology doesn't win wars. Trained soldiers using smart tactics win wars. The M4 Sherman, once mocked, destroyed more enemy armor than any Allied tank. 11,000 Shermans were built. They fought on every front, liberated Europe, defeated fascism. The Germans laughed. Then they burned. At the Patton Museum in Fort Knox, Kentucky, a restored M4 Sherman sits in the main hall. A plaque reads, "Battle of Arracourt, September 19, 1944. 258 German vehicles destroyed. American ingenuity defeats superior firepower." Visitors touch the armor, thin, inadequate, inferior. But history remembers differently. History remembers 12 tanks against 200. History remembers Captain James Leach. History remembers when the useless American tank destroyed an empire. This is why we study history. Captain Leach's tactics are still taught today. If this story moved you, please subscribe and hit that notification bell. Share this with someone who needs to hear it. These heroes deserve to be remembered. See you in the next one.